Hello, welcome back to 8 tunes in 8 keys. We're still working on Cherokee Shuffle. Here's everybody's favourite key, B. So there you have it, that was Cherokee Shuffle in the key of B, open B that is. You are not likely to be wanting to play it in B in a jam session. People won't like you for it. But the purpose of this exercise is to go on a sort of voyage of discovery and try and find different ideas that we might not come up with when playing in the keys that we're more familiar in. Also, you might find little tiny sections in tunes that you already play that have a little bit of B or B-ness to them. So it's worth being able to do that to an extent. Anyway, actually, it's not too bad to play, so I hope you enjoy learning this one. So before we have a look at learning this melody, let's have a quick look at the chords. As I say, they're horrible to play, really, certainly long term. If you've got to sit down and play in a jam and play this whole thing out of B, your hand's probably going to hurt. So I wouldn't recommend it, but for the sake of looking at them, we'll look at them. Try and look at some ways of making it a little bit less strenuous. So the chords are B, G sharp minor up there, and then E, there's your bit of light relief, and then you've got B, F sharp, B. So it's a lot of barring. The only chance you get without it is that E chord. Now you can give yourself a little bit of a break, particularly I'd say in that B section where you've got the E, B, B. If you try and avoid hitting the open E strings, you can play your B like that. Now it's not very interesting. You've got 3 B notes in that and just the one F sharp. So no third in there at all. So it's not an interesting chord. A little bit kind of rocky, power chordy. So you're not going to want to hear loads of that, but it's certainly easier on the hand, and if you're playing with other people and blending in, then that's not really going to be such an issue. So I'd recommend trying that one. The other one you could try is that one there. So it's actually a B add 9. You've got that C sharp in there, but you're barring across there. It's just a little bit easier on your hand than having to do all of that. Puts a little bit less strain sort of here, certainly for me anyway. So that's one you can try and throw in instead. It makes it a little bit easier moving around as well. So just kind of got to shift up and across for that one. Like that. It's never going to be fantastic playing out of open B. Never going to sound very bluegrassy. But there we have it anyway. So when you're playing this arrangement of the melody, something you need to watch out for is your G string. It's going to want to make a noise in some way or other, and it doesn't sound right at all. There's no guarantee I've got rid of them all in my playthrough. I'm sure if I listen back in a minute I'm going to think, oh, that's going to sound horrible. But just try your absolute hardest to get rid of it. So muting with the left hand I think is the way to go. So for example, in the B part you've got at the beginning. Now if I just sort of lazily do that slide up there, I'm going to lift off that first finger. It's going to make a slight noise on the G string unless your guitar is unbelievably dead. It's going to happen. So the thing to do is to try and leave that finger down. So I'm not actually leaving it down to get that sound. I'm leaving it down, but just I'm lifting it off, but not completely. So it's just resting very slightly on the string. And then you don't get that G going over the top of the F sharp there and sounding really nasty. In some instances that's a great sound, but we don't want it here. Another nice little thing to look at if you wanted to sort of do a little bit more on this, in that B part, sort of about halfway through, a little bit less than halfway through, I've done a little cross-picking bit. Then it sort of changes the cross-picking rhythm pretty soon. But you could actually carry on that cross-picking idea a little bit more. I just wanted to keep a bit more kind of melody in there, so I didn't. But if you want to have a little go at this as an exercise, it's quite nice. So you've got from that cross-picking cross-picking section. So that would be, as you've already got that, and then 4 and 4 there, and the open B, reaching up to the 6th fret, and then 1, 4 open, shifting up there, up to the G minor, and then, so that's not quite the same rhythm, I'm doing 2 on 1 string there. And that takes you there. So you got the F sharp, well I'm kind of skipping that bit of that brief B and going more for an F sharp kind of thing there. And then your result to the B there. Right, so we're about to look at learning this melody now. If you prefer to learn with tabs, or at least have them as a reference to go back to, then you can have a look up on my Patreon site and they are there along with the backing tracks and loads of other tabs and lessons and things like that as well. If you prefer though, you can just follow along with this next bit, the video lesson. Okay, so let's have a look at this A part. So we start with a nice stretch, 4th finger to 1st there, down, up, slide, up, down, down, up, hammer, up, down. Next bit. So that same stretch, down, up, slide, up, down, slide, stretching back, down, up, down, with a slide into that first G sharp. Next bit. Down, up, slide on your first finger, up, down, up, hammer with your 4th, up, down, up, shift down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. We're going to hammer on then into the next bit with your 3rd finger onto that 4th fret there. So down, so using that last bit as a lead in, down, up, hammer, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, slide, down. So that's your A part. Going into it again. Going into the B part, I've done a slightly different ending. So the difference here being down, down, down the first time round, and then down, up, slide, up, down, stretching back there. Going into the B part. So down, up, down, hammer, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, slide, down, up. So you got a slide there, down, on the second finger, down, up, down, slide, down, up. Down, up, off, up, down, hammer, down, up, down, up, down, slide, down, slide, down, down. Sorry. Is that? That's that bit. And then of phrases really, or a long one. So you've got hammer on, a quick one, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's also sort of cross picking bit there, and then so down. I'm sliding into that, down, up, pull off, up, down, up, and you're going to the open B first. Give you a bit more time to get the other one down. Down, open B, closed, 4th fret. Up, pull off, up, down, up, hammer. Going into the next bit now. Up, down, hammer, up, pull off, up, down, down. With the hammer on there, down, down. Then the ending. Or the second time ending, same as here, sliding into that fretted B there, just to stop anything ringing on that you don't want, and then down to that, stretching down to that low B, and that's it. Now that you've taken some time to get that melody under your fingers, let's have a try playing it through slowly together. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson today. Please do subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done already, and check out my Patreon site for more things. I really appreciate all your support. Thanks very much.